Victor Ortiz knocked him out in the second round. He's proven himself as a 147-pound fighter. He's tough, he's strong, he's a big 147 fighter. So for the welterweight division, for my first fight, I think it's a good fight for me, definitely, to kind of be in a Floyd Mayweather undercard as well. And also on top of that, be a chief support. You want to be fighting someone who the crowd's going to, respect, and is a respectable opponent. And like I said, he had a good win against Victor Ortiz, knocking him out in the second round. So we know he can punch with both hands. And
yeah. How do you think you say styles make fights? How do you think your style will cope with his?
Yeah, he's a southpaw fighter. I've not fought a southpaw for a long time.
Yeah.
Last southpaw I fought was Zab Judah. I've got a 100% record beating southpaws in the professional rankings. Also having great experience, like fighting with sparring with Manny Pacquiao, and he was a southpaw as well. So I think we'll be fine. Style make fights, and I think with this style, I think he'll bring the best out of me as well.
You've had a tough few months recently. Do you have any regrets about not taking the Alexander fight at all?
Yeah, I think it would have been nice to take the Alexander fight, definitely. I mean, that's something I do look back and think I should have taken. But on the other hand, you look at the break I've had as well. I think it's been good for me to have this break and spend time kind of just working on myself and spending time with myself, like working on things I need to improve on and becoming a better fighter. And I never normally get the chance to do that normally because so much is going on in my life and I'm all over the place, and also I have to focus on opponents who I'm facing. Whereas this time I could work on how to improve my style as a fighter, how to become a better fighter, and also work on skill, technique, and stuff like that.
Floyd says he has 3 fights left. Do you still think your chance will come?
Yeah, I spoke to Floyd on the phone, and he said, look, champ, we'll get the fight done. It'll happen in the future. He's got 3 more fights left. So yeah, he knows he wants to fight, and it's a name that keeps popping up to him, and people keep asking him the question. So yeah, I think it will definitely happen.
And he'll keep an eye out for your May the 3rd then, I suppose.
For sure, yes, on the same card as his. He's the top of the bill. I'm the chief support. Yeah, I think it'll be nice to be in front of his face and be fighting on the same card.
Yeah, it makes sense. I've interviewed Haroon a few times. I was at Winter Gardens watching the Slavchev fight. I know you was there.
Yeah.
What's he got on the agenda?
Haroon at the moment, we're probably going to get him back out again next month. Keep him busy. It'll be his 5th fight. And slowly but surely, we want to start building him up, and I think he's got a great career ahead of him. He's doing a lot of training with his coach Oliver Harrison, who's helping him big time, to get to where he needs to get to. As long as he keeps focusing and training hard, I'm sure he'll get to the top.
Alright, sweet. Cheers, mate.
Thank you very much. Cheers, mate.
Yeah. How much do you think you've matured over the past year? I mean, like, you've been married and you've spent a lot of time inside the gym rather than, in between fights.
Yeah, I think I've matured and mentally become a better fighter because, I've had time to spend with Virgil Hunter. I've had time to kind of, spend time in camp and not be chilling out, eating, getting fat, putting weight on. I've been kind of just improving myself as a boxer and becoming a better fighter, really. So yeah, I've had a chance to kind of improve my style, work on skill, technique, and instead of being sat home doing nothing and taking a couple of months off, I'm not hardly taking any time off. I've been just taking over, but doing it smartly, not doing it like I'm going to be overworking myself. I've not been doing it like I'm going to be burning myself out. I'm doing it slowly but surely and working on things I need to work on.
Do you think the move up to 147's overdue? I mean, you've said it's been on the cards for a little while. You've gone up to 143.
A long time, honestly. When I was making the last fight, it was so hard for me to make 143, but we made it. And if it had to be 140, I think it would have been very hard. Not because I've not got the right dietitian. I'm not making the weight right. I mean, I've got a great dietitian. I've got a great nutritionist. It's just that my body now is filled out. I can't make the 147 division, the 140 division. I've got the muscle. I've just got big. I've filled out, and I think that's what was killing me, was getting down to the weight. I mean, I remember losing like 12 pounds before the weigh-in, a day before. And me and Virgil sat down and Virgil said, I think the best thing would be to move up to the next weight category. I remember when I was at 135, And then when I moved to 140, I was such a better fighter, almost, you know. Yeah, I was, body was perfect, measured perfectly, and I think same again. I think it is time to move up to 147 and do everything the right way instead of rushing and killing myself, making weight, and try and get in the big fights at 140. I think it's all about just work our way back up to 147 now and start building our career back up again.
How close was the Guerrero fight to happening? Those two names were the ones that were bandied about quite a lot, wasn't it? Collazo and Guerrero.
Guerrero was one of the names, which was looking good, and also Collazo, and Collazo was the one that materialised. I would have, both fighters would have been a good fight for me. I would have taken both fights. They're both decent guys. I respect both guys. I think they're both good fighters. I honestly thought it would be Guerrero, but it just didn't happen. But look, maybe in the future that fight can happen. It's not someone I'll say no to. I like Guerrero as a fighter. I think he's a good fighter. So yeah, we want to fight the best names and we want styles make fights, and I think my style will make a good fight with any of those guys.
Was Sean Porter ever a realistic possibility before the Malignaggi fight was actually made?
No. The name wasn't really put to me. There was Golden Boy was saying these are the names the fighters they have about my weight, but it was never put to me. So it could never materialise. Yeah.
Brilliant, thanks.
Sorry?
Thank you.
Amir, was Lamont Peterson another option? I read in one of the papers.
Yeah.
To settle the score.
Yeah, man, I mean, I said to Golden, I loved that fight. I don't think he wants to move up to 147. I could not make 140 again. I mean, I probably can make 140, but I'll be killing myself. So it wasn't ideal for me to go down to 140 again. So I said, I want to fight someone at 147. Luis Collazo is a big 147 fighter. I could have taken an easier option. I could have taken a smaller fighter, you know, so who's also gone up to 147. But I wanted to face someone who's established at that weight.
Virgil was saying that, in his opinion, Collazo's primarily a counter-puncher. But it was surprising to me that he stopped Ortiz so quick.
Yeah, because, you know, maybe with that fight, I mean, with that fight, he did have a lot of confidence. He knocked Ortiz out. So, power, we know he's got power. And so he might think, okay, Amir's moving up to 147. I'm going to put the pressure on him. I'm going to push him back and hurt him. So that's going to be running through his mind. He thinks he's caught me at the right time. So I think he's wrong there, but time will tell. But yeah, he looked really good against Ortiz. He put a good fight on. He beat him. He's a good counter-punch fighter with power. Time will tell, definitely.
Just on about Mayweather, you're probably sick of talking about him.
Yeah.
But, I mean, do you feel he disrespected you and wasted your time? I mean, Virgil said you used that time productively in the gym. But do you feel he disrespected you?
Yeah, I mean, it was disrespectful in a way where fights were signed off, contracts were sent back and forth, and then the fight was announced and it wasn't me, and it seemed like we wasn't even we wasn't even talking about the fight between me and Mayweather. That's how they just killed it off. Well, look, Floyd's the big boy. He's the bigger name, so obviously you have to sometimes respect that. He's, you know, you have to just carry on with your career. Look, God sees everything, and we're just gonna leave it to that. Really, I mean, look, I got no hard feelings. Maybe it's happy for the best. Things happen for a reason. Maybe happy for the best. Give me a nice break, spend time with my family, and also spend time more with Virgil and all in the gym. Work on my skills and technique and everything. Right,
my last question, I know you've had a long day. The Mayweather fight's still out there, it's obviously your dream fight, but if the worst case scenario happened and you never got that fight, is there anything else as a plan B that you'd like?
I mean, we in a division which is packed with some top names in the 147 division, so look, if it never happened, then it's never going to happen. At least it got very close for the fight to happen, and you know, we was one of the top guys in the weight that Floyd Mayweather was also talking about and mentioned my name. In my opinion, one of the best fighters ever, you know, and I want my chance because I really believe I can give him the biggest problems with speed and the movement and stuff. And when you find someone who's that good, you're going to be so on alert. You're going to make sure you don't make the mistakes. I mean, the only time I made mistakes are like against like Garcia and Prescott, because I went in them fights thinking it's going to be easy. I'm going to walk through these guys, and I made them mistakes. You know, so yeah, you know, we know what mistakes we made, and if someone against someone like Floyd Mayweather, we'll give 100%. We'll make sure that, you know, we're not going to make any mistakes. Everything should be perfect. But If it happens, it happens. I mean, look, if it doesn't happen, I will be upset. And I'll always think what would have happened if I fought Mayweather. But look, it's all in God's hands.
Well, we hope you get it.